ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 10, text number 26. You all can repeat after me. Aśvatthaḥ sarva-vṛkṣāṇāṁ devarṣīṇām ca nāradaḥ gandharvāṇām citrarathaḥ siddhānām Kapila Muni. Word-to-word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Aśvatthaḥ, the banyan tree. Sarva-vṛkṣāṇāṁ, of all trees. Devarṣīṇām, of all the sages amongst the demigods. Cha, and nāradaḥ, Nārada. Gandharvāṇām, of the citizens of Gandharva planet. Citrarathaḥ, Citraratha. Siddhānām, of all those who are perfected. Kapila Muni, Kapila Muni. Translation: of all trees, I am the banyan tree, and the sages, and of the sages among the demigods, I am Nārada. Of the Gandharvas, I am Citraratha, and among perfected beings, I am sage Kapila. You all can repeat after me. Of all trees, I am banyan tree. And of the sages among the demigods, I am Nārada. Of the Gandharvas, I am Citraratha, and among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Purport: the banyan tree, aśvatthaḥ, is one of the highest and most beautiful trees, and people in India often worship it as one of their daily morning rituals. Amongst the demigods, they also worship Nārada, who is considered the greatest devotee in the universe. Thus, he is the representation of Krishna as a devotee. The Gandharva planet is filled with entities who sing beautifully, and among them, the best singer is Citraratha. Amongst the perfect living entities, Kapila, the son of Devahuti, is a representative of Krishna. He is considered an incarnation of Krishna, and his philosophy is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Later on, another Kapila became famous, but his philosophy was atheistic. Thus, there is a gulf of difference between them. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guron Sri Yuttapadakamalam Sri Guron Vaishnavanshya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarobhyasya krupa sindhobhya eva ja patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langaite giram yatkrupa tamaham vande Sri Gurun Deenatarinam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Paramananda Madhavam. So today we are discussing the appearances of Krishna. Krishna says here, among all the trees, I am the banyan tree. And among the sages, among the demigods, that is deva-ṛṣī. He is demigod also, he is rishi also. He is the sage also and demigod also. Such people, Krishna says, I am Nārada. And among the Gandharvas, Citraratha, and among the perfected beings, Kapila, sage Kapila. Actually, this is Arjuna asked in 16th sloka, that Krishna, kindly explain your divine qualities, divine appearances, the way you have pervaded in this universe, kindly explain. Krishna told in 19th sloka, 10:19, that the appearances are limitless. And I am going to explain you whatever is prominent. Because the appearances are so many, infinite, limitless, it is impossible to explain. I am going to explain you some of them, some which are prominent. So Krishna already intimated in 10:19 that he is going to explain only prominent. And Krishna keeps on explaining, and this is one of the appearances which Krishna is saying. And in 10:40, it goes up to 40th sloka. In 40th sloka, Krishna says, you see, I have given you I have spoken you a mere indication, just sample, indication. And in 1042 Krishna says, what is the need of all this knowledge? You know one thing, ekamshena sthiro jagat, ekamshena sthito jagat. With one fragment of my amsha, with my body's one fragment, I can create the whole universe and maintain it. So, what is the necessity of knowing all this? So, Krishna gives here his great nature, that he is the supreme. 1042. But what is the need? What need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So we can imagine the great power of Krishna. It is not that Arjuna wanted to just verify or wanted some proof, but he had already explained, while before asking Krishna to tell his opulences, Krishna, I totally believe whatever you are saying is 100% true. And the great saints have already confirmed about the greatness. And now you are saying that. I totally have total faith and whatever you are saying is true. But still, Krishna, can you kindly explain? So Krishna started explaining. You see, Krishna said, my opulences are limitless. So many opulences I cannot keep on. No, it is impossible to complete in, I don't know, how much time. So I said, I will inform you, I will tell you some prominent, important opulences. So Krishna explains up to 40, and then in 40, Krishna stops saying. And he tells, you see, I have already told you these are limitless, and I have given only an indication. And at the end, 1042 Krishna says, with one fragment, I pervade the whole universe and support it and maintain it, support it. If we see why Krishna is telling all that, why Arjuna is asking, he is asking on behalf of all the general human beings who are not having any knowledge about Krishna, who are not knowing that Krishna is the supreme of the universe. He is the supreme authority. He is the absolute truth. To make it very clear for those who are not having clear understanding about Krishna, Krishna is explaining. Millions and millions of souls, they are wandering in this universe. Brahma bhuvana loka punaravartino Arjuna. Brahma bhuvana loka. From this universe, in the whole 14 lokas, they are going up and down. They go to even Brahma loka and come back. Punaravartino. You have to come back. But Mamu petyatu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. Once you attain me, once you attain Golok Vrindavan, then you will not return. And what if we attain, why we should not return? What is the problem here? This Krishna has explained, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This is the Dukkhalayam. Devalayam Aushadalayam. Devalayam is the place where the deities are kept and puja is done, the worship is done. Aushadhalayam, where aushadha, the medicines are available. Nothing more than that. If somebody wants to buy cycle and go to medical shop and ask, he says, no, this is aushadhalayam. This is the place for medicines and nothing else is available. Krishna calls this planet Earth as Dukkhalayam. What else we can expect? It is only dukkha, the misery. The greatest misery is janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Anybody, everybody will have to undergo. Every living entity will have to undergo this great suffering. Other than that, in between, so many other things also. So, this place is the place for misery. And if somebody wants the happiness, like going to a medical shop and asking for a cycle. Can I get a cycle please? Oh, this is medical shop. How can you get cycle here? Bicycle, you go there, the market, Lohi Bazaar. Not here. So if somebody wants happiness here, you say, happiness here. This is Dukkhalayam. This is the place for misery. And where are you asking about happiness here? No, sorry. Go to Golok Vrindavan. Krishna is repeatedly saying this because the souls who have arrived on the earth and who are wandering in this universe, either to Swargaloka, Maharloka, Tapaloka or Brahmaloka also, they go and come back, or to other hellish planets. So you are going and coming back and you are experiencing all this. This place is the place for Dukkhalayam only. This is the place for misery. Why should you stay here? Please come back. You should be very clear that I am the absolute truth, I am the supreme authority. To make them understand, Krishna is explaining all this. And not only this, in the next chapter, Arjuna asks, can you kindly show your form? How you are having all these universes within you. I don't know, I am unable to understand how you look like. If you think I am eligible to take a glance at your great form, kindly make me to see your great form, the universal form. Arjuna prays to Krishna and Krishna shows the universal form. And what are all there we can see in chapter 11. Krishna is doing all this to make the souls convinced, get them convinced that this place is not the place for staying. Prabhupada says this is like a toilet. Just go to toilet and finish off, come back. And if you think, oh, this is such a nice toilet, I want to stay here, you are not an intelligent person. You are a foolish person. You want to stay in toilet? You want to enjoy toilet? No. You are not an intelligent person. Understand? There are many. So Prabhupada says, this earth is like a toilet. As soon as you finish off, come out. As soon as you finish off your job, come out. Our job here is to go back to Godhead. The route map is given by Krishna himself. You are suffering, my dear soul, my dear child, you are suffering, understand that and come back. For coming back, I tell you the simple way. Krishna had given right from Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji imam namaskaru. Then ultimately at the end, Krishna says, sarva-dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva-papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shrisha. So, Krishna is giving all this so that we foolish human beings who are staying here can understand and do some practice to go back to Godhead. That is the only aim. If we don't understand, then we are foolish persons. So, in 10.8, Krishna had already told, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Buddha, those who are intelligent understand this fact that everything is emanated, everything is coming from me. And the moment it is understood to the person who is intelligent, he will be in the service of Krishna. He will start praying and he takes the shelter, he surrenders on to Krishna. So, which means those who are not intelligent, they will not surrender, they don't perform any sort of practice to go back. They want to remain here. If you want to remain here, okay, you can remain here for millions of years, millions of lives. After giving all instructions in Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna tells at the end in 10:61, just see, that you see, I have told you all this and it is up to you. Have you understood, Arjuna? It is up to you. You want to do as I told you, or you can do the way you like. Oh, I'm sorry, it is not 61. Before that. The 63. In 63, he says, Ejechasi tadha kuru, yadha ichchasi, as you desire. Whatever you want to wish to do, you do it now. I have given you all this. You have the little independence. If you want to do as I told you, that is very good. Still, if you think, no, I don't want to fight, you have the option. Krishna is saying this, indicating that the soul, the living entities, have little bit of freedom. That little bit of freedom is making us to stay in this world, which is dukkhalaya. That independence through which we think that we are enjoying. We are suffering and we think we are enjoying. This, Krishna says, if you want to enjoy, okay, it doesn't make any difference for me. But my dear child, you are suffering. Come back. Finish off your activities. 9:33, Krishna says, having come to this material world, you have only one thing to do. That is, get yourself engaged in the devotional service. So, all these appearances, whatever we understand, is meant for us to get totally convinced that Krishna is the source of everything and we have only one job, to get surrendered to Krishna and perform the activities as told by Krishna, so that we go back to Godhead. While describing about the appearances, Krishna tells in 10:31, Pavana pavatamasmi Rama shastra bhrutamaham. Of the purifiers I am the wind, of the wielders of the weapons I am Rama. Krishna says, I am the one who is Ramachandra. Who is Rama is me himself. Tomorrow we are going to celebrate Sri Rama Navami. So, at least some things we should know about Ramachandra's pastimes, which are Krishna's pastimes only. In Canto 9, 1 minute, 11 and 12. Canto 9, 11 and 12 chapters, they give description of Sri Ramachandra's pastimes. In the 10th one, that is Canto 9, chapter 10, the pastimes of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra, and chapter 11, Lord Ramachandra rules the world. So I will just read the pastimes of Ramachandra, because Krishna has said in our appearances, I am Ramachandra itself. So I will just read the summary of the 10th chapter, 11th chapter of 9th canto. 10th I will read. This 10th chapter describes how Lord Ramachandra appeared in the dynasty of Maharaj Katwanga. It also describes the Lord's activities, telling how he killed Ravana and retired to Ayodhya, the capital of his kingdom. The son of Maharaj Katwanga was Dirghabahu and his son was Raghu. The son of Raghu was Aja and the son of Aja was Dasharatha. And the son of Dasharatha was Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When the Lord descended into this world in his full quadruple expansion as Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna, great sages like Valmiki, who were actually in knowledge of the absolute truth, described his transcendental pastimes. Srila Sukadeva Goswami describes these pastimes in brief. Lord Ramachandra went with Vasishtha, Vishwamitra, and killed Rakshasas like Maricha. After breaking the stout and strong bow known as Haradhanu or Shivadhanush, the Lord married Mother Sita and cut down the prestige of Parashurama. To obey the order of his father, he entered the forest accompanied by Lakshmana and Sita. There he cut off the nose of Shurpanaka and killed the associates of Ravana, headed by Khara and Dushana. Ravana's kidnapping of Sri Sita Devi was the beginning of this demon's misfortune. When Maricha assumed the form of a golden deer, Lord Ramachandra went to bring the deer to please Sita Devi. But in the meantime, Ravana took advantage of the Lord's absence to kidnap her. When Sita Devi was kidnapped, Lord Ramachandra, accompanied by Lakshmana, searched for her throughout the forest. In the course of this search, they met Jatayu. Then the Lord killed the demon Kabanda and the commander Vali and established a friendly relationship with Sugriva. After organizing the military strength of the monkeys and going with them to the shore of the sea, the Lord awaited the arrival of Samudra, the ocean personified, but Samudra did not come. The Lord, the master of the Samudra, became angry. Then Samudra came to the Lord with great haste and surrendered to him, wanting to help him in every way. The Lord then attempted to bridge the ocean, and with the help of the advice from Vibhishana, he attacked Ravana's capital, Lanka. Previously, Hanuman, the eternal servant of the Lord, had set fire to Lanka, and now, with the help of Lakshmana, the forces of Lord Ramachandra killed all the Rakshasa soldiers. Then, Lord Ramachandra personally killed Ravana. Mandodari and other wives lamented for Ravana, and in accordance with Lord Ramachandra's order, Vibhishana performed the funeral ceremonies for all the dead in the family. Lord Ramachandra then gave Vibhishana the right to rule Lanka and also granted him a long duration of life. The Lord delivered Sita Devi from the Ashoka forest and carried her in a flower airplane to his capital Ayodhya, where he was received by his brother Bharata. Then Lord Ramachandra entered Ayodhya. Bharata brought his wooden shoes. Vibhishana and Sugriva held a wish and fan. Hanuman carried an umbrella. Shatrughna carried the Lord's bow and 2 quails, and Sita Devi carried a water pot containing water from the holy places. Angada carried a sword, and Jambavan, Riksharaja, carried a shield. After Lord Ramachandra, accompanied by Lord Lakshmana and Mother Sita Devi, met all his relatives, the great sage Vasishtha enthroned him as king. The chapter ends with a short description of Lord Ramachandra's rule in Ayodhya. Here, in this text is most important because to get all the bad qualities from us, to get rid of the bad qualities, particularly the jealousy from our heart, this sloka says, if we listen to the pastimes of Sri Ramchandra, the jealousy will go from the human beings. So I just read the sloka and then we go ahead with other discussions. This is 23, text number 23 of 9-11-23. 9-11-23, I will just read. O Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narrations concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. So, pastimes of Ramachandra, if we listen carefully, Prabhupada gives us the guidance in the form of purport here. Here in this material world, everyone is envious of someone else. Even in religious life, it is sometimes found that if one devotee has advanced in spiritual activities, other devotees are envious of him. Such envious devotees do not completely freed from the bondage of birth and death. As long as one is not completely free from the cause of birth and death, one cannot enter Sanatana Dhama or the eternal pastimes of the Lord. One becomes envious because of being influenced by the designations of the body, but the liberated devotee has nothing to do with the body. Therefore, he is completely on the transcendental platform. A devotee is never envious of anyone, even his enemy, because the devotee knows that the Lord is his supreme protector. He thinks, what harm can the so-called enemy do? Thus, the devotee is confident about his protection. Lord says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante, tam sadaiva bhajamyaham. According to the proportion of one's surrender unto me, I respond accordingly. A devotee must therefore be completely free from envy, especially of other devotees. To envy other devotees is a great offense, a Vaishnava aparadha. A devotee who constantly engages in hearing and chanting is certainly freed from the disease of envy, and thus he becomes eligible to go back to Godhead. So, this is the whole thing. Krishna's explanation about the appearances is only for our benefit. We should understand this and totally surrender on to Krishna. One businessman was there. He was always lamenting, oh, when I was 30 years old, I started the business, but unfortunately, this thing happened, that thing happened, why I started that business, I don't know, I lost so much, always. His sons who are grown up were very much worried. Why our father is doing like this? Okay, they take him and ask him to sit in Bhagavatam class and listen to Bhagavatam. He listened to Bhagavatam for 10 days, and after 11th day when he was there with his children, again he started saying, oh, I started my business 30 years back and all my money had gone. I don't know why I started this business. I should have done some other business. The sons again take him and say, kindly sit in Ramayana class. Again, that fellow takes the classes for about 10 days, and after 11th day when he met his children, again he started, I don't know why I didn't do the business properly 30 years back. Again the same thing. So they were very much worried. One day they caught hold of one saint, and the saint says, okay, oh gentleman, you come along with me. I will now give him the biggest shock in his life. He will change totally. Oh, please take my father, take our father and change him. He is unnecessarily lamenting and he is spoiling our mood also. Then the saint takes him, come along with me. He takes him to the cremation ground. So many bodies are being burnt. See, this is the thing. Then he started weeping very loudly. Oh, all my life is wasted. All my life is wasted. He was looking around. So many bodies. All my life is wasted. Then all sons were very happy. Father, have you understood? The saint said, have you understood? This is the life. You have to leave the body. And whatever you have accumulated, all wealth, everything is gone. Nothing will come with you. Oh, all my life is wasted. So many bodies are being burnt. All my life is wasted. Then his son said, Father, I am not able to understand. Your lamentation is not as we expected. Though you are feeling, you are weeping, there is something odd. Then he says, all my life is wasted. I should have done this business of wood. So many bodies are being burnt. How foolish I was. I never came here. I never saw how much nice business is going on here. I was a foolish person. All my life is wasted. Then everyone looks at him. This fellow is the biggest fool on the earth. He is not understanding. Our position, if we don't understand about Krishna, is as identical as this, as same as this. Thinking that we are going to enjoy in this miserable world, the world of misery, there is nothing more foolish than this. But there is greed in us that I want to enjoy more and more. One king asked a poor farmer when he came to him, "Oh king, give me some land. I am suffering, I am a poor farmer." Then the king says, "Oh, you are really such a nice person. Come in the morning at the time of sunrise. And these people, these soldiers will be behind you. You run as much as you want. And you cover the area which you want to take. That will be yours. And these soldiers know, they put the marking behind you. As you keep going, you go. But you should come back before sunset. You come back, cover the area, come back before sunset. And these people are marking, and the whole marked area is yours." "Oh my God." Then he says, "Yes, where should I meet?" "Okay, this point." So that fellow goes in the night and sleeps there. When sun rises, so sun rose and this fellow started running. And he looks at the bag and marking is going on. Yes. Oh, this area is mine. I should run. I should take as much as possible. He runs, looks at the time. Oh, sun had come to the top. So midday. Okay, I have a lot of time. Again, running. This fellow is marking. One donkey crosses this. This fellow stops there and goes and pushes this back. This is my area. Oh, this is coming. This donkey is entering. This dog is entering. Pushes those back and starts running. Behind him, the soldiers are also so much tired. They say, "This is a straight line. You have not covered the area. Do you remember? You have to cover the area and come back to the same place. You should cover." Yeah. Now it is maybe around 3 o'clock. I have a lot of time. He runs and suddenly he thinks, "Oh, this much is enough. Now I should go back." So while going back, he thinks that if I run straight, then it becomes a square. I should run little diagonally like this. And so that I will cover more area. He starts running that way. Now, then he realizes the sunset may take place any time within half an hour. Then he runs fast. He falls down, everywhere blood, but he gets up and runs fast. And looking at the sun, oh, sun is going to set. Oh, what to do? And he is running more faster, fastest. And ultimately he falls down on a rock and dies. King comes and sees, "Oh, where is this fellow? This fellow is miles away from the starting point. Oh, I wanted him to cover some area and be happy. He didn't have any field. I wanted to give him some acres. And this fellow wanted to take the whole kingdom." He was running, and with the greed, he lost his life. If we don't come out of this greed of enjoyment or possessing the material things, we can never come out, we can never get ourselves surrendered to Krishna. Surrendering process comes by totally identifying that everything has come from Krishna, everything is belonging to Krishna. I am not the owner, Krishna is the owner. Once that feeling comes, then the surrendering process will complete and we are always at the lotus feet of Krishna if we adopt. As Krishna has given the warning that if you don't follow the instructions, you are going to have a miserable life. Ashastra vihitam ghoram. So if you don't follow, that's why we should take these instructions carefully and seriously and follow for our own benefit to come out of this dukkhalayam, the place of miseries, and go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. If you have questions, comments, we discuss. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for a nice class. With this, the fall trees and the banyan tree.
Yeah.
Krishna says. So, one devotee told me that if you plant banyan tree, then you become healthy.
Yeah?
We can become wealthy.
Well,
Lakshmi, which we can engage in Krishna's service from some Purana source.
yeah.
This second is this. Nārada is the sage amongst the demigods, and we know Nārada was one time a Gandharva, and he was singing cinema songs or whatever, and then he was cursed to fall down, and then he became all partly being. And Citraratha, he is the best singer, it says, the Gandharvas.
Yeah, Citraratha.
So in Gandharva, they are singing Lord's glories.
Yes, they are supposed to sing glories. They can sing anything else also because they are enjoying. All these planets are the mood of enjoyment. Swarga Loka, they all are part of Swarga. Swarga means material enjoyment only. And those who are fortunate will sing the glories of Krishna. And that's why all the demigods, they wait for the opportunity to take birth on the earth so that they can do the sadhana, they can do the practice to go back to Godhead. That is Bhoga Yoni, this is the one Karma Yoni. Here, this is the place where we can do karma. Good karma, bad karma or akarma. Akarma is the activities meant for Krishna. No good, no bad. Everything is Krishna. Yeah. So, there is no guarantee that they will be singing glories of Krishna because they are the part of Swargaloka. Swargaloka is enjoyment, material enjoyment only. So, that is the thing.
But logically thinking, if the Gandharvas, they are so much able bodied, so if they start singing the Lord's glories, then
Yeah.
then they can glorify the Lord even
Correct.
more than us.
Correct.
Then they will get taste.
But that itself, that the soul reaching in the Swargaloka is for bhoga, for enjoying the appearances and material appearances, material things. Anything, everything, whatever you want to enjoy. But the moment your punya is exhausted, you are thrown out and you will come back to the Brahma Bhuvanan Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. That's why all the demigods, devatas, they want to take birth on earth and do the practice so that they can go back to Godhead. They cannot do the tapasya there. They are involved in only enjoyment. Any other comments, questions?
Yes.
Yeah, Mataji.
About the Gandharva, who are they exactly? But it's musician, but
Gandharvas are the great singers. They sing so melodiously, praising Indra and of course sometimes praising the Supreme also. But basically, suppose you want to sing so melodiously, then if you keep on thinking about that, other than, the singing of Krishna's glories or kirtana, I want to sing. It's not kirtana or glories of Krishna. Then, with the accumulation of the good deeds, the punya, he takes birth as a Gandharva. So he will be singing so melodiously. So everyone who wants to listen in that's what enjoyment in the heaven is. They will be singing, musicians will be playing, and these dancing girls, apsarasas, they dance. So everything is there for enjoyment, sense gratification. As he said, but the same thing, they have such a nice voice, if they start singing the glories, they will definitely go back. But they don't get the idea there, because the surrounding nature is enjoyment. So they wish to take birth on earth and do the practice, go back to Godhead. Any other questions? Anything else, Mataji? Any other question? Oh, yeah.
And what perform the sage Kapila? What's the sage Kapila?
Kapila Muni.
Yes.
He is Devavuti's son, and he gives lot of instructions. So that is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kapila is the incarnation of Krishna himself. He has got that. Yeah. He gives instructions to mother. Mother becomes a disciple of his son, Kapila. Yeah, that is the thing. Yeah. Okay, anything else? If you don't have any questions, then we stop here. Bhagavad Vani Srimad Bhagavad-Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.